of the century, innit? Look at this. Mental. Beautiful.
Only boxing does this?
I don't know about that. I reckon football does. It's just football stadium, innit? So, yeah.
Well, we're all on the pitch today. Talk us through what you feel about the Benn Eubank fight. Talk us through what you feel about it.
I don't know, man. I love them both, man. I don't even want to see anyone lose, man. Watching what Junior's had to go through, like, with the hydration and all that, it's really interesting, man. I just hope he's well. And there's a rematch clause anyway, I heard, anyway. So, yeah, we're back
to a controversial split points decision, okay. And then they'll do it again.
All right. That's all right. It sounds like it's already written then, innit? I don't know. Yeah, man. It's good to be here, though, man. Good.
It's always great to have you at the boxing. Thank you, Dizzy Rascal.
Yeah, I mean, it's a hard one to swallow, man. Yeah. It's a hard one to swallow. I mean, obviously, I didn't come into the fight thinking it would be that close. I didn't come into the fight to lose. I didn't come in the fight for anything apart from winning. And obviously, it weren't good enough. So I need to do better.
Unbelievable atmosphere, incredible fight. You know, the fight really ignited, and you know they both played their part in that. They both battled hard. Neither gave up, neither wanted to give in. The will they both showed was incredible, and Junior at 36 years old, he had to show his resolve there. He had to dig deep into the well and pull it out in the championship rounds. And I was impressed for him to be able to do that at 36 years old. It's impressive.
Staying on the Sun now, mate, did you see that he paid all the undercard fighters from back in 2022 when the first fight was actually cancelled? Do you think that mugged Eddie off a little bit?
Mugged him off, mugged everybody off. Because what Chris did, when he mentioned it in the last press conference, I thought, why is that just slid on the radar? Why does nobody make a big deal of that?
It was a class touch.
That's
man.
a massive touch.
Yeah.
And so all of the promoters, all of them, all of the promoters that are out there, and all of the guys that have got the big bucks, and they're on the top of the card, and the fight that's fallen through. What Chris Benn Jr. did, to me, was commendable. Because I've been one of those fighters that's turned up for a fight and the fight's been off the night before, and you think everybody's on AJ money. Not everybody's on AJ money. You know, 5% of the fighters are on mad money. 95% of them fighters have to subsidise their career with a second job. So Chris doing that, he's basically saying, Eddie, Conor, come on, step up. These guys all with some developed amnesia. They've gotten deaf and they've forgotten, thinking, Anna. And it's up to the press and the public to put them under pressure and say, shame on you. If he can do it, why are you not doing it? If you love our sport so much, if you care for the fight so much, why are you not doing it? So when he did it, I'm like, you know what? That's a proper drop.
Oh my, how good was it, Johnny? Yesterday you did an appeal down the camera to Chris Eubank Senior, and I know you spoke to him this morning just how good it is that he's in the house. He's here with Chris's son.
Anna, seeing these pictures put a lump in my throat. That's a father and son, not a manager and a fighter, not a promoter and a fighter, a father and son. So regardless of what has gone on between them, Chris understands the importance of being here tonight for his son, and that was our conversation, and that was all just to remind him that's your son, regardless.
So you're saying you made the difference, Johnny?
No, just reminding him who he was.
Very quickly, psychologically, Conor Benn is watching on that arrival. What's that going to do? How is that going to get inside his head?
For those pictures we saw of Nigel and Conor watching, I am telling you, it's like, it's because now he's got his army.
I mean, the crowd here, when Senior was shown, they went wild.
Honestly, it's probably the first time that I can't even be bothered to give my opinion on the scorecards, because I'm just blown away by what Conor Benn did tonight. Respect to Eubank. I mean, he was incredibly tough as well, but I just can't believe the heart and guts. I've never seen a fighter dig in that situation.
A really good fight. I think it was a lot closer than what it was. Commend Conor Benn immensely because he put on an amazing performance.
I don't think people put enough credit on the boxing ability, for me. Doing 10 rounds, doing 12 rounds, I'm well conditioned.
I feel pretty good. I mean, I thought he fought again. I'm the type of guy, I pay homage to both fighters. I thought they both put their hearts on the line.
Yeah.
I thought they both gave everything they had. And if they could have gave more to the crowd, they would have gave more.
Yeah.
I think the biggest winner was Great Britain. Just my opinion. You got two native people put on a massive performance just for the hometown.
Yeah.
Like, you don't get that all the time. That's a rare commodity that you can have. So
for sure.
I think that this fight would be talked about for a very long time.
For sure.
You know, but I'm happy that we get to walk away with the victory. To answer your question.
Of course. Conor started a little bit faster. He was very energetic. Not sure whether that was nervous energy, etc., etc. Where do you think Chris played his part in the fight? Where were his better rounds from your opinion?
I think he met his he met him at his. Conor started fast.
Yeah.
Chris matched that.
Okay.
That was the difference in the whole fight. If Chris would have started slow, then the fight would have been totally lopsided.
Yeah.
But because Chris started right away. And a lot of people underestimate one thing when it comes to boxing. Your left hand is here for a reason. You may not knock guys out, but you damn sure can win rounds with it.
Yeah.
His left hand was key. He kept popping his jabs.
Yeah.
You know, and my teacher taught me very well, the late great Emmanuel Stewart, how to use the left hand. Left hand is the key piece. He taught Lennox. I'm sure everybody know who that is. and no one thought he would outbox Holyfield, but he did it. Just using his jab, perfecting his jab.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
You know, and it's all about the skill of the sport and not just the violence of it. And I thought he did a pretty good job tonight.
You were able to take his punches. As you said, you hurt him a few times. He's on his way to the hospital, apparently with a broken jaw. So all of the things that people were saying you couldn't do, you did. What do you think was the margin that actually was difficult for you, or maybe swayed it the other way?
I don't think people put enough credit on the boxing ability, you know, for me. You know, doing 10 rounds, doing 12 rounds, I'm well conditioned, you know, and I can box. I haven't always got to knock out my opponents. Well, evidently I have, but I mean, I can do 12 rounds.
How do you feel, Senior? Extraordinary performance. And I give credit to Conor Benn because let me tell you what, I was always right. What did I say to you? He's an extraordinary fighter, but the promoters are bringing him up, which is spoiling his weight at 147. What did I say? I've been saying it for, 2 years? That man can go across to the United States and actually tear it up. And you saw that. You saw that. Junior is too big a man. These weights that they are flouting they're destroying the fighters.
Emotional, that?
Yeah, I'm just so proud of him, honestly. Probably the first time that I can't even be bothered to give my opinion on the scorecards because I'm just blown away by what Conor Benn did tonight. Respect to Eubank. I mean, he was incredibly tough as well, but I just can't believe the heart and guts. I've never seen a fighter dig in that situation with the size of that challenge, literally, and just never stop trying to win. Like, even in the 11th and 12th round when he had nothing else.
Congratulations, Senior.
Congratulations, Chris.
Congratulations, Chris. How are you feeling at the moment?
Yes, man.
Guys, just slowly views.
Guys, move that down.
We have a result in the fight of the night at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. The middleweight contest between these two British middleweights.
112, the winner by unanimous decision, Chris Eubank.
This was a big surprise for us, but when did you decide that you were going to come here on Fight Night tonight?
Okay, so the better way for me to explain it to you is as follows. You have your superconscious mind, which is your spiritual mind, and you have your surface mind or your ego mind. So what you should know is that the superconscious mind was always coming. Now, the surface mind may not have known, but the superconscious mind always knows. And it always does the right thing, because it's always graceful and it's always forgiving. It's always noble. Need I say more?
When did you tell Junior that you were coming?
Now that's another story. The idea is to keep everyone in suspense, otherwise you kind of give away the show. You know, you have bad actors who give away the show, and you have actors who get Oscars.
Who have you got? Ben Eubank. It's whetting everyone's appetite. How do you see it?
It's a tough one, this one. I mean, two phenomenal athletes at the top of their game, so none of them deserve to lose. And jumping up a weight is hard, but jumping up two is even harder. So Chris has got the advantage if it goes past 6. Ben's got to get this done early. Otherwise, it's going to be Chris's. I predict Chris in round 6.
Eubank's here as well. Sir, you turned up to support your son. What a night.
Well, you know, I was always going to be here for my son, irrespective of what you thought. I mean, it's a show. So suspense is part of the game. Now, the performance, championship rounds, standing toe-to-toe, the credit I'm going to give to Conor. I told you he was a superior fighter, but he shouldn't be fighting at 160 or 156. He's a 147 fighter. What couldn't he do around the world? He's been destroyed by the people who are handling him, and they have to be brought to account. Do your job. Do your job. Do your job.
It's great to see you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming.
No, good fight. Good fight. You don't want nothing more as a boxing fan. That was fantastic. Enjoyed every second of it. Good fight. Happy.
What did you think of Eubank's performance? Do you think he won the fight?
Yeah, I think he won the fight. It's a good fight though. Really close. Really close. Everything was. I think it's a good fight.
Yeah, for sure. What do you think Eubank should do, or do you think they should run it back, Fraser?
Of course. It's a business. They can run it back, man.
Nothing surprised me. I didn't know he had what he had in him. I really didn't. I thought I would break him early. I underestimated him. You know, I didn't train for a fight like that. You know, I didn't know he had that in him.
He's a seriously dedicated young man. No one can ever take that away from him. And he's tried his very best. So fair play to him. I'm not his biggest fan. He's not my biggest fan, but I do admire what he goes through, and I do admire the approach that he has, because this is a boy who, I said this earlier in the week, this kid, as fighters and people that come from where I come from nothing, and I come from a place that's tough and hard, and I had no other way out, and so the 99% of fighters, this is our way out. We dream of getting to them silk pajamas. We dream of going to bed in the silk pajamas and not being able to sleep. This kid was christened in silk pajamas, and he chose to take them off and get in the ring, and Conor's the exact same. So I have a lot of admiration for both of them from that perspective.
Forget that, just unbelievable respect for both men. I could not be prouder of Conor Benn for what he's been through and the heart that he showed in the ring tonight. You know, Nigel Benn was the people's champion. Tonight, Conor Benn become the people's champion.
Some people call that DNA. I say like this.
Guys, move to one side, please. One side, please.
That fight live up to expectation?
Yes, it did. But I believe it's a draw. Both fighters, nobody needs to lose today. It's a f***ing draw.
If you had to give it to someone, anyone edged it?
No. They f***ing worked hard in the gym. They trained hard. So f*** that. It's a draw.
The boxing world is talking after Chris Eubank Jr. beat Conor Benn. Many boxing pros are not happy with the result. They believe Conor Benn should have won. Right after the fight, big names in boxing shared their thoughts. Some called the judge's decision terrible and unfair. They said Conor Benn landed the cleaner shots and showed more heart. One famous boxer said, "Conor was robbed tonight, he fought smart, and he deserved the win." Another added, "The judges got it wrong. Benn did enough to win." Fans on social media also agreed. Many said Conor looked sharper and stronger during most of the rounds. Now, people are calling for a rematch. They want Conor Benn to get another chance to prove himself. It's clear that this fight will be talked about for a long time. Many feel justice was not served.